Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Monday morning sales meeting with the Insurance Brothers. My name is Ryan Matheson.
I'm Andy Matheson.
Hopefully you guys had an excellent weekend. Andy, how was your weekend?
Oh, I had a great time. I got out of the house a little bit. Although there's snow on the ground, we still had a great time. Denver is a great place to be. If you haven't been here before, I definitely recommend getting out here. And hey, you can meet the Insurance Brothers. So
there you go.
Let us know.
There you go. Let us know. We're always down to grab a beer. We're never
Yes.
shy about that.
Absolutely.
I actually had a buddy in town that is pretty high up in the government, and he's working for free at the moment. So he's not too excited about that.
Give you any government secrets?
You know, I tried to get him a little liquored up, but that didn't work.
Yeah,
he held fast.
He's got to hold his tongue a little bit.
Yeah, but I hadn't seen him in like 10 years, so it was nice to see him.
That's good. That's good. You got to relax, unwind a little bit.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, we had a good time. So as you can see, or you may not even have noticed, but we upgraded our set, which is fantastic.
Yes.
We have fake velvet chairs,
Look at
and we
this.
also got a microphone. So now our audio is a little bit better. Our messages are coming through loud and clear to your ears so that you can take the tips, the tricks, the knowledge that we're giving you and hopefully implement it into your sales process on a week, daily, monthly, all that basis to get better.
We're on the up and up,
Right.
so just like you should be in your day-to-day, and let's just keep grinding and getting better with
Always
each other.
improving. Yep,
So,
we love it. So,
hey, I heard you got to get something off your chest.
well, I keep talking about it, and I know you want me to shut up about it, so
This has gotta be the end,
I'm going to air it out right here. I don't know if it's the forum or not, but I'm quite sick of hearing about the no call in the Saints game 2 weeks ago. It's all I'm hearing about, and I'm sick of hearing about it.
Yeah, honestly, I see where you're coming from, but it was crap. Let's all be honest here. So I get why the hype's going on right now with this issue. Roger Goodell, come on, man, do something about it. You got to change the rule. Let's review these kind of calls. But I see where you're coming from.
My thing with it is, if they would have been up by 20, it wouldn't have mattered. The call would have been irrelevant.
Yeah.
And so one play didn't dictate the game, just like in your sales process. One phone call doesn't dictate your entire month. One deal doesn't dictate your entire year. You can't blame one deal or one thing on ending your season or ending your year. Hey, I didn't hit my numbers because of this one deal that didn't close. Well, that's your fault for not having 10 other deals.
You make a good point. You make a good point. I mean, you don't have control over the outside things going on, but you certainly have control over yourself and accountability. We have control over what we can make happen, and the circumstances that happen outside of that. Hopefully we can manipulate to ourselves. So.
And there's no replay in life. Hey, there's no replay in our industry.
Well said.
I don't get a replay. If I deliver a message to a prospective client that maybe is incorrect or they didn't like, and something out of my control comes into play, and I don't win the deal, I don't get a replay. Sure,
you're well said.
So you got human beings making human being calls. Unless I don't understand why even Sean Payton, the coach of the Saints, is just dwelling on it. It's like, you think he would have some ownership in the fact that, hey, that call didn't go our way, but we could have been in a better position to where we didn't need that call.
Maybe he made a couple calls that himself that he should be looking in the mirror on. So that's all we're saying. I get where you're coming from. Yeah. Let's end that conversation and just say, look in the mirror.
But it relates to life. It relates to sales.
Yeah.
One deal doesn't make your quota, man. You got 10 others. Sell it like you got it. And that's kind of what I always teach my salespeople is, the more deals you have in your pipeline, the looser you sell, the more free you sell. And clients can sense that. They sense desperation.
Yeah.
You're the deal that's going to get you to where you need to be. And they tend to, like anybody else, human nature, act negatively toward that. Oh, why is this person pressing so hard?
It's a good comment. I actually read something this past week that said, try not to use the verbiage, hey, I'm circling back with you. Hey, I'm following up with you, because it sounds a little desperate, right? If they're interested, they're going to come to you. Or if that conversation went well the first time, they're going to come back. And there's no need to keep following up and circling back, because it's kind of desperate.
Yeah.
So change your verbiage on that if you are using it.
Yeah, absolutely. And vice versa, the way you work with your prospective clients when you've got a full pipeline, you sell a lot differently. You're like, here's what I've got. I know I'm the best at what I do. I know my products are fantastic. They do X, Y, and Z. And if that relates to you and it's something that you want to continue the conversation on, then great. And if not, no big deal.
Yeah.
And those types of conversations tend to resonate with people a lot better and kind of draws them in. It's the art of the seduction.
Sure.
I always relate it back to dating a little bit.
Nice.
People don't want people that are desperate. People want the hot commodity on the market. And so keep, be the hot commodity in the sales industry. Make sure that you set your brand up correctly. Your scripts are good. Your products are fantastic. You know how to pitch them. You know how to close, and be the hot commodity.
This guy and his analogies, I just can't keep up. It's like one thing after the other. I don't know what's
they
going
just
on.
flow.
I guess
they flow.
Witty over
they
here.
flow like wine.
I don't know what's going on.
So like, do you have anything you want to get off your chest? Because I feel better.
At the end of the day, what you're bringing to the table right now is pretty relevant, and it's you can relate to what's going on in the sales.
Nice.
So yeah, no, we're good.
Cool. Well, today's topic, hopefully people found value out of last week's topic when we talked about tonality on the phone. Uber important. Hopefully you were able to check out The Way of the Wolf on Audible. Wolfie, Jordan Belfort.
Yes.
Fantastic.
It's the best.
Everybody has their opinions on Jordan Belfort, and I get it. He's the first one to admit it. If you haven't taken a straight line persuasion seminar, he talks a lot about ethical selling to people that should be sold, understanding who's a good fit for your product and who's not a good fit, and selling to those people who would benefit from your product. And I think, most of us are in sales to enhance people's lives, bring them value, not sell them something that they don't need or will cause detriment.
Yeah. And when you are doing that, you kind of can reevaluate, right? You can understand where you're coming from and see on the other side of the table, is this making sense or not? So,
yeah. And on that note, this week's topic that we want to cover, and it's something that we're very familiar with. It's something that we pride ourselves in. It's something that we've built our agency on and why we've grown so fast, and that's lead generation.
Yeah.
Which is everybody's issue. How do we get more leads? I need more leads.
Yeah.
Give me the leads, right?
And if you don't have the leads, you're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
So got to start somewhere. It's a very important topic, and we want to cover it maybe over a couple of different Monday morning sales meetings.
Yeah.
So we'll start here. So let's, for any particular industry, you got to, pinpoint 5 or 6 different sources that you're getting your leads from. You don't just want to hone in on one specific area. Now, of course, you're going to have your primary one that does really well for you, and you got to put a lot of attention towards it. But, this is a pie, and you want to make sure you have percentages into each source, and it's paying most of your time into obviously your primary source, but you're allotting some other time for these other sources as well. So in our industry, the insurance world, we have, again, about 5 or 6, whether it's going after mortgage professionals, real estate agents, financial planners, auto brokers. We have what we call X dates, where we didn't sell them the first time. We're going to go back and try and talk to the prospect again, natural market, so on and so forth. So I don't know if you want to dive into a specific topic, but we have a lot of different ways we can get leads. So.
I always, the way I teach people how to lead generate is, a lead is a lead. People talk about, I need more leads.
Yeah.
I need more leads. Yeah. And you've probably heard this before if you're a sales professional. You don't need more leads. You need better leads.
Sure.
Because 30 leads at a 30% close ratio or 30 leads at a 70% close ratio, well, you did the same amount of work. You just closed more than double the leads, which means you more than doubled your paycheck, right? If you're in a residual business, which I hope you are, that's more renewals.
Yeah.
Year after year after year, your book's growing faster, depending on what industry you're in. And so I always talk about not the quantity of leads, but the quality of leads is important. Yeah. So first and foremost, I like to think about what is the easiest lead to close or most likely to close. First one's going to be your natural market referrals.
Yeah.
Right? Current client referrals.
Yeah.
Those are
exactly. Yeah. And so obviously you close client A, John Smith. He might have Jane Smith, cousins, aunts, uncles, anyone in his circle who he's related to, or friends, neighbors, who would be a good start, because that testimony about how you did for him is the perfect start as far as where the relationship's going to begin. So. Yeah. That'd be a great point.
It's a powerful thing. I mean, and you can relate to it in your life. I know I do. I'm looking for a landscaper right now. So 2 people send me landscapers, and I'll probably hire one of them. Yeah. Because I don't have the time to sit around and look for 50 landscapers to find the best landscaper. My buddy said this landscaper's good. Yeah. My dad said this landscaper's good. Cool. I'll get 2 bids. I'll choose one and move on. So the power of the referral from a past client, a family member, a friend, is so powerful that those leads tend to close the most. So I start to focus on those in the beginning.
And what you're alluding to is the low-hanging fruit.
Yep.
The low-hanging fruit, the people who you know right away. This is like out of my, call it 20 leads, these 5 automatic. Like I spend most of my time towards them. So well said.
Yeah. So that's number 1. Number 2 is, like Andy alluded to earlier, subsidiary industries to yours.
Industry professionals.
I always like to think about what industry creates a need and a demand and a timeline for my product. Meaning, when someone gets referred to me, there's a built-in timeline of when they need to buy. Do they need to buy, or is it just a, hey, check this out, and if you like it, buy it?
Sure.
Or, hey, you need this for X, Y, and Z, so I'm part of the process now. Now there's a built-in timeline for what I'm doing, which means the client's not going to shop me as much. They're going to trust me more because it came from a trusted source. And I'm more likely to close that lead. So,
like, it's very complementary to their sales. So if they're selling, if they're in real estate, when someone buys a home, they have all these things that they want to fill their home with. Call it home security. They're going to maybe want to have a home security individual who they refer. And that's a good process, right? They move in. It's time to find out who should be my home security person. So good referral source.
If I'm an inspector, a home inspector, I go after realtors, right?
That's
just buying a house, you need an inspection. If I'm a mortgage broker, obviously, you go after real estate agents. For us in insurance, we go after real estate agents. The reason being is we tend to get a higher end client who's buying a house, a little bit more stable, which we like, and there's a built-in timeline. Hey, you're closing in 25 days and you need home insurance. I'm part of the process, but I'm just a speed bump in the process. So if I can show them the value of my product, and what I'm offering, I'm confident in my products. I have the best products in the market. It's a pretty smooth close at that point as part of that process, and I'm on to the next.
Yeah, it's valuable for each side of the table, right? On our end, we're providing something that they need right now. On the other industry professional, it's something complementary to what they're already providing. So the valuable industries out there, you already know who you are and what those relatable industries might be. Go after them full force, spend time and money. You got to spend to make. So that's where you gotta put that money towards.
Open up that wallet, man. Don't be cheap. Don't be cheap.
And stop doing the bagels and the donuts. Get over that. I try and change it up a little bit. Bring Jamba Juice. Bring little ice cream, little cartons. I change it up. Let's do something different.
Get the metal business cards if you haven't seen my metal business cards on LinkedIn.
I'm gonna want to show those next time.
Yeah, I'll bring some of them next time. The metal business cards have opened up more doors for me than anything else. People love them. They don't throw them away. They're 90 cents a piece. They are well worth the price. Get the metal business cards. So again, step 2 is figuring out those industries that need what you do on a weekly, monthly, annual basis, and connect with those people. Now, I want to dive a little bit deeper into that because I personally am so sick, and you mentioned it a minute ago, the same people doing the same thing over and over again, like mortgage brokers calling out real estate agents. Hey, send me your business. Hey, send me your business. I can close loans. Hey, send me your deals. I can close loans for you. Well, you're singing the same song as the last 10 mortgage brokers that came in before you.
Yeah, be different.
Be different. Shockingly enough, do something different.
Whether it's just being extra persistent and consistent, right? You're just showing up at their office often, not to be annoying, but again, direct. I want to earn your business. What can I do to earn? And there's a lot of buzzwords that we can talk about, things that, are just, again, a little bit different from what the competitors are doing. Just change up your script, right? I use the word opportunity. I'd love to get an opportunity at earning your client's business. I'd love to jump in and be that professional for you because maybe the guy up the street just isn't cutting it. I'm going to do that consistently, week after week. And call it a month or 2 later, that person's probably going to want to say, you know what, this guy earned it. He deserves a shot. So just be different because now the competition, I would imagine, isn't being as consistent as you.
No, they'll call on them twice, and if they say no, they're on to the next because people don't consistently do the same things. They feel like after 1 or 2 times they failed and they move on to something else. And that's why most people aren't successful in their business because they're not consistent.
There's nothing worse when we have people calling us and then we see them once and they come back a year later and say, oh man, I completely forgot about you. Your card is in the back of my drawer somewhere.
Yeah, to give you an idea, we have almost 100,000 clients in Colorado. And in Colorado, it hails every single year like clockwork. And when it hails a lot. And so we'll get, 10,000 homeowners that call us within 4 days with hail damage to their roofs.
Yeah.
Do you not think those are valuable leads to roofers in town? And you know how many roofers consistently call on our office, meaning they come in once a month to meet our 100 agents who are working on these deals and our 30 service staff? I haven't seen a single roofer come in every single month like clockwork.
Yeah,
and meet
they're
everybody.
missing the boat. And at the end of the day, we're just going to have to okay, what card's in my drawer right now? Because that's all I got.
Yeah.
Right. Be persistent and consistent. If the one thing you take away from this video is just keep doing the activity over and over until they say go away or you're my guy.
What would you say? I would say in my experience, it takes about 3 months of actually getting out in the market, meeting the same people, meaning, hey, if you're a mortgage broker, you're meeting realtors. Yeah. It's going to take you 3 solid months, 90 days at least, before you start seeing any results.
Well, the goal is to get to it on a personal level with these people, because if they're your friend and if you guys are friendly with one another, you're texting, you're emailing, you're showing up for lunches with one another.
You go ice skating together, whatever you're into.
I love that.
Maybe you catch a movie. I don't know.
Really what we're getting at is the quicker you can get to a personal level with these people where you know about their family, you know about the kids, what sports they play. Go ahead and dive into those conversations in the first few visits, because that's what matters in these people's lives in order to get closer with them. They don't care about your business details, meaning there's 100 insurance companies, there's 100 realtors. We know what you do. Just be different in who you are. You're selling yourselves. So, be unique in that fashion where you're showing up and just really diving into their lives and getting to know them quicker so that you can really make an impact and be their person.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. Well, we're not going to take up any more of your time today. We're going to do part 2 of lead generation, because it's such a big segment to any salesperson's existence, any salesperson's business.